Good afternoon, everybody. A very good afternoon to all the viewers. I am Suman Garg, lecturer in CE department at BHS BIT Leragaga. Today I am here for the system analysis and design subject. My topic will be preliminary investigations, the prerequisite investigations that are required for evaluation of any of the project. These are the various contents I will cover through my lecture. First of all, I will introduce what is a preliminary investigation, why the system projects are required to create, what are the various sources of project request, who are creating the project request, why they are required of project request. These are the various topics for introducing the preliminary investigation chapter. Then project selection, how the projects are selected, how they are reviewed by the management, by the system analyst. There will be a project request form. The project request, the pro forma for the project request is should be in a formal way, so that system analyst can understand the meaning, the scope and the need for that project. Then the preliminary investigations, and after that the selection criteria. What would be the selection criteria for selection of a project among many project requests, because there are not a single request for a single request from managing directors, from management, from supervisors, from user groups, or maybe from system analysts. So we are to select a particular project. For that there must be some criteria which is to be followed, so that there should be no partial decisions about the selection. Then who will select the project, who are selecting the project, means who will be in the selection team. Will their manager be a part, will there only system analyst be a part of selection team, or any other. Then the project selection methodologies I will discuss, and at last what should be the data for project selection, what kind of data should be there for project selection. First of all, the introduction about preliminary investigations. Before introducing, I just want to tell you that system analysts don't start working on any project they desire. Suppose they are getting the request, they will not start immediately on that project. As they are receiving a lot of requests from the management for starting different types of projects. When the projects are formally requested, the system analyst under the management's direction conduct a preliminary investigation to analyze the reasons for the request, and they collect the various facts to respond to the request in a systematic way. When there are number of projects requests are there, they are formally requested, then the system analyst under the guidance of management, because the directions are required, they will whatever they will require, they will ask the system analyst to follow. Then under the management direction, the system analyst conduct a preliminary investigation about that project, about those projects, to analyze the reasons for that project and collect the various facts, so that he can respond to the request in a systematic way. Then why these system projects are initiated? They are initiated for different reasons. The first of all is capability. The information systems add capability in three ways, like they increase the processing speed, they process a greater amount of activity in a minimum time, then there will be a faster retrieval of information if there are information systems are there instead of manual systems. Then the second reason why the system projects are initiated, that is the control. There is a greater accuracy and control and consistency, and we can say better accuracy if there are information systems will be developed in our organizations. Then the communication, there will be an enhanced communication, and there is a integration of business activities if we are following the system analyst system projects approach towards our information systems. Then the cost is a major factor, no doubt. It reduces the monitor cost like your cost of labor, cost of goods, and of course overhead cost is also reduced. Then it reduces the cost to process that data, and similarly it will increase the speed also. Then the last reason is competitiveness. Then there is a lot of competition in the market. To match with that competition, we are to lock in the customers, lock out the customers, competitors, improve arrangements with suppliers, and the new product development is required. That's why the system projects are requested from various sources. Then what are the various sources of project request? From where we can get the request for the projects. Then there may be a request from department manager, there may be a request from senior executives, or there may be a request from system analyst, or we can say outside groups or users also. Then first of all, the request from department managers. Department managers who are managing the department, they are supervising the staff members which are working under the department managers. So department managers are often not satisfied with the amount of work, amount of time that the staff takes to complete the job, because the manual job is always taking time, more time than the computerized system. So department managers are not satisfied with that time, with the accuracy that is created by the jobs which is done by the manual system. Then managers discuss these problems with their higher authorities, with their administrators regarding their clerical as well as the processing work, and then persuade higher authority to approve the development of computer based system for office administration. So the department managers can also create the request for system projects. Then the senior executives like your presidents, like your vice president, or we can say organizers, usually have more information about the organization as compared to the department manager. उनको सारी organization के बारे में knowledge होती है, उनको सारी organization का पता होता है कि कहाँ कहाँ क्या क्या काम required है, कहाँ accuracy चाहिए, कहाँ time हमें ज़्यादा consume करना पड़ रहा है, कहाँ हम ये features lack कर रहे हैं, और कहाँ हमारे system projects की जो है requirement arise हो रही है. So they are, since these executives manage the entire organization, so naturally they have broader responsibilities, and in concern of those system project requests created by those senior executives carry more weightage and broader in scope also. They are more prior to the project requests that are from department manager. They will be deal with the more priority. Then the request can be initiated from system analysts. System analyst itself find areas where it is possible to develop the projects. In such cases, he may prefer either writing system proposal themselves or encouraging a manager to allow the writing of a system proposal on their behalf. Then the last is request may be initiated from outside groups also. The developments outside the organization also lead to the project request. Then there are a number of requests which are initiated from system manager, department manager, senior executives, organization, president, vice president, and user groups, so on. Then which project is to be selected for implementation? That is the project selection topic under our preliminary investigation. So we are managing the project review and selection over here. From the number of requests from system development generated by from the organization, whosoever generated, someone must decide which request to pursue and which to reject. There must be some criteria, and there must be some method, there must be some format through which the projects may be selected for pursuing further. The one of most suitable method commonly that is in use is by committee. The mainly a committee is what? Committee is a group of 1 or 2 or more than 2 persons which will decide the pursual of the project further. So mainly 3 committees formats are commonly used. The first one is steering committee, the second is information system committee, and the third is users group committee. The first is steering committee. This committee consisting of key managers from various departments of the organization as well as members of the information systems group. This committee is a group of key managers from various departments of the organization as well as we can say the members of information system group. This committee is responsible for supervising the review of project proposals. All the project proposals will be reviewed by this committee. The decisions will be based on the cost of project. What will be the cost of project? Is that feasible or not for the organization to pursue? Its benefit to the organization. Obviously, the benefit should be there, otherwise what is the need to pursue that project? The feasibility of accomplishing the development within the limits of information system technology. Is that project development is feasible for to accomplish or not? That will be a that is also a criteria for selection for decision of the steering committee for project proposals. Then the information system committee, the second committee that may decide. Information system committee, in some organizations the responsibility for reviewing project proposals, project requests is entrusted to a committee of managers and analysts in the information system department. This committee approves or disapproves projects and sets priorities, indicating which projects are most important and should receive immediate attention. In this committee, the projects will be ordered in their level of priority, in their level of importance, and the projects which are most important, which are more prior, they will receive immediate attention and will go to the pursual department for pursual in further. The last committee that may review the project's request, that is users group committee. In some organizations, users themselves are authorized, are responsible for project decisions. Individual departments hire their own analysts and designers who handle the project selections and carry out the development. Then the project request form. What kind of project request should be created, in which form it should be, what is the performa, so that it is understandable to the, it is very much clear to the project selection committee and the project pursual committee, so that they do not face any kind of problem in understanding the scope, in understanding the meaning, in understanding the benefit of that project. So, the project request form should contain the following parameters. There should be a clear definition, what is the problem, what is the problem definition should be there. Then what are the details of the problem, how significant is the problem, really that is the problem, or sometimes we are creating the bogus problems are also there. Then what does the user feel in the solution, what kind of solution user is expecting from the project development. Then how will the information system can help to the project development, who else knows about this and could be contacted. Is there anybody who is knowing about this problem and the possible solutions, so that he may be contacted. The project selection committee is responsible to review the proposals carefully and finally select those projects which are most beneficial to the organization. Therefore, a preliminary investigation is often requested to gather the details which are asked in the project request forms. So, all these details will be gathered for the preliminary investigation, so that a particular decision should be could be taken for the benefit of the organization. Then the preliminary investigations. The purpose of preliminary investigation is to evaluate the project requests that are created by the different sources. It is not only the collecting of information that helps the committee members to evaluate the merits of the project request and make an informed judgment about the feasibility of the proposed project. After the preliminary investigations, the committee is responsible, committee may be in a position to inform the organization about the feasibility of the proposed projects, this project may be handled or not handled, rejected or accepted. Okay. Then the analyst working on the preliminary investigation should accomplish the following objectives. These are the objectives which they should be follow or they should be created. clarify and understand the project request, determine the size of the project, assess cost and benefits of alternative approaches. Are there any alternative approaches? So, we can compare the cost and benefit with those approaches. Determine the technical and operational feasibility of the alternative approaches. Report the findings to the management with recommendations outlining the acceptance or rejection of the proposal. Means after the preliminary investigation, the committee is in a position to state the status of the project proposal. Is that accepted or should that rejected? By comparing the cost, by comparing the benefits of that project with other alternative approaches. The size of the project is what, and the technical and operational feasibilities will also be considered to decide the project proposal. Then the preliminary investigation, how the investigation is conducted. The data that the analyst collects during the preliminary investigation are gathered through three primary methods. First of all, the reviewing organization documents. The organization usually have a large volume of documents in the form of organization charts, administrative procedure manuals, policy manuals, job description documents, account books, sale books, analysis reports, etc. There is a large volume of documents in any organization that can provide a valuable information to the analyst. By inspecting all these documents, the analyst can easily understand the working of the current system. Record inspection is the best source for quantitative information. If we want to gather the maximum of the information in quantity wise, in point of view of quantity wise, then we can, this is the best method for reviewing. By reviewing the organization document, we can conduct the maximum in quantitative information. Then the next method for collecting the information is on-site observations. The users, the workers, the managers who are working on the site, they may analyze, they may observe the working over there. In this method, the analyst observe the activities of the system directly. They will go through the on-site. They will go to the site where the system is working. Then the analyst observe the system activities directly. During the on-site observation, the analyst can see the office environment, workload of the system and the users. Although observation is a time consuming method, but it is the best technique to understand the system as a real world problem, because we are going into the problem, we can judge the problem very well because we are very near to the problem. Then the next is the conducting interviews. We can conduct the interviews of the personals which are related to the project proposal. Interviews are the formal meetings. What are the interviews? The interviews are the formal meetings with the current users of the existing systems and the probable users. Potential means the probable users of the proposed system. जो सिस्टम उन्होंने प्रपोज किया है, वट एवर इज द प्रोजेक्ट प्रपोजल, हु विल बी द यूजर्स ऑफ दैट प्रोजेक्ट, दे मे बी इंटरव्यू बाय द system analyst. This is the best technique for getting the qualitative information. The information may be less quantity wise, but the information will be very much qualitative. The interviews allow analysts to learn more about the nature of the project request and the reason for submitting it. Then the testing project feasibility is that project development is feasible or not. Preliminary investigations examine the project feasibility, the likelihood the system will be useful to the organization or not. There are three important tests of feasibility are, first of all is technical feasibility. Technically that project will be in working or not. Analyst identifies the existing computer systems like your hardware and software of the concerned department and determines whether these technical resources are sufficient for use for the proposed system or not, or if they are not sufficient, the analyst suggests the configuration of the computer system that are required. Means the computer systems that are currently in the system, they are the sufficient for the proposed system, or there are new systems, new configuration systems are required, they will be suggested by the system analyst. By conducting this study, the technical feasibility study, the analyst can ascertain the following issues: whether the project can be carried out with the existing equipments, or whether the existing software is enough, can the work be done with the existing personnel, if a new technology is required, how best it can be implemented. Suppose we are ordering the number of systems, number of new configuration systems, is that feasible, is that could that be best implemented or not. All these issues are ascertained by the technical feasibility system analyst. Then the next feasibility study is economic feasibility. Economic means the monetary value, the financial status of the project proposal. It determines the cost and benefits of the proposed system and compares with the budget. What is the project proposal cost should be within the budget. What is the budget of developing of that project? The cost should be match or below that, within that budget. The cost of the project should not outweigh the budget. उस बजट के बाहर नहीं जानी चाहिए आपके प्रोजेक्ट प्रपोजल की जो कॉस्ट है. द कॉस्ट ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट include the cost of hardware, the software development and implementation. All the costs are included in the project, whether that is the implementation cost, that is the development cost, that is the maintenance cost, that is the hardware cost, or that is the software cost. All those costs will be included in the cost of project at initial stage. Cost benefit analysis is performed to determine the benefits and savings that are expected by the users. If benefits are found to be more than cost, then the analyst decides to continue the development of proposed system, otherwise considered it economically not feasible, infeasible. If the benefits are more than the cost, means cost is more than cost is above the budget, but there are benefits which are described by the project proposal in the which are described in the project proposal. The benefits which are described in the project proposal, maybe they are more than the cost, then the analyst may decide the continuation of the development of proposed system, otherwise he may consider it economically infeasible project which cannot be carried further. By conducting this study, the analyst can ascertain the following issues: whether the project is economically feasible or not, whether there are sufficient benefits as compared to the cost incurred. जितना हम उसके ऊपर cost incur कर रहे हैं, क्या हमें वो इतने benefits provide कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है. This issue is also considered, is also ascertained by the system analyst. The last feasibility study is operational feasibility. When the project proposal is developed, after that whether that is operated in the system, whether that is acceptable by the users or not. During this study, it is determined whether the system will operate in the way that the user wants or not. जिस तरह से user की expectations है, according to that the system will operate or not. This test asks if the system will work when it is developed and installed. इस टेस्ट में हमें यही मतलब जानने को मिलता है कि सिस्टम हमारा जब डेवलप हो जाएगा, जब इंस्टॉल हो जाएगा, क्या वो वर्किंग में आएगा कि नहीं आएगा. The operational feasibility must determine how the proposed system will fit in with the current operations and what, if any, job reconstruction and retraining will be needed to implement the system. जब स्टार्टिंग में हमारे जो ये गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं, in the very starting when there are computer systems introduced, so there is a retraining, there is a training which was provided to all the officials which will interact with the computer system. So if we are developing a proposed system, a new system, how very much fit that project will be within the current operations, and what if ये नहीं होता है या हो भी जाता है तो क्या उसके बाद हमें जो ऑफिशियल्स वहाँ पे हैं, जो यूजर्स वहाँ पे हैं, क्या हमें उनको रीट्रेन करना पड़ेगा, कितना रीट्रेन करना पड़ेगा, एंड व्हाट दैट कॉस्ट विल बी. द एनालिस्ट शुड डिटरमिन वेदर द सिस्टम कैन बी यूज्ड if it is developed and implemented. Will there be resistance from the users that will cripple the possible application benefit. क्या वो users जो हैं वो उसे एक्सेप्ट कर पाएंगे, उनकी एक्सपेक्टेशन से बहुत परे तो नहीं है, उन ऑफिशियल से बहुत, उनकी एक्सपेक्टेशन से बहुत दूर नहीं होना चाहिए, उनसे रेजिस्टेंस कम से कम मिलना चाहिए हमें. Then handling the infeasible projects. Now it is not necessary that all the projects that are submitted for evaluation and review are acceptable. ये ज़रूरी नहीं है कि जितने भी projects हमारे पास आएँ वो सारे के सारे accept हो जाएँ. There will be some projects, some project requests, some project proposals that don't pass all the feasibility tests. They will be not pursued further unless they are modified and resubmitted as new proposals. They will be rejected, and if they are modified and resubmitted at some later time as the new proposals, they may be accepted further. If they pass, again they will be they have to pass all the feasibility test, only then they will be accepted, otherwise again they will be rejected. In some cases, if it so happened that part of a newly developed system is unworkable, and the selection committee may decide to combine the workable part of the project with another feasible proposal. There may be some combinations according to the feasibility. Then the project selection, once again, PS stands for project selection, I have used here. The process of evaluating the project proposals. Project selection is important as the time distinguishes firms that select best projects as they survive. Project selection is a future commitment, because we live with the today's decisions. Whatever we are deciding today, we have to suffer those decisions in future, or we are to enjoy those decisions if they are best up to the expectations. Project selection can involve choosing between the projects to achieve some same objectives, or choosing between the projects aimed at variety of objectives. So project selection is difficult as the proposed projects have different costs, benefits and risks. There is a lot of study, lot of comparison, lot of tests which are to be performed on the different project proposals. So project selection should be structured and rational as well. Project selection prioritizes the projects. Not all can be done due to the resource limits, because there are limited resources, all the project proposals cannot be pursued further. So we are to select some among those. The project proposal. Project arise from proposals submitted by the organization personnels. Project proposal documents who, what, why and how of the projects all should be described in the project request form. The project proposal should contain executive summary and deal with the 4 issues: the problem that the project aims to address, implementation plan if the project is accepted, and the plan for support and administration, description of the project group. And then selected project should be formally authorized in a project charter. There could be a non-conscious project selection. Many projects are selected on a non-conscious basis. ऐसे ही जो भी प्रोजेक्ट आया, उन 2-4 प्रोजेक्ट आए, उनमें से कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट सेलेक्ट कर लिया. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, द सेक्रेटरी सडनली लीव्स द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और द प्रोजेक्ट, देन द नेक्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट सेलेक्टेड विल बी सिलेक्टेड ऑटोमेटिकली. टाइप ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट फॉर रिप्लेसमेंट. ठीक है जी. देन द कॉन्शियस अप्रोच फॉर सिलेक्शन, रिप्लेसिंग द सेक्रेटरी with a computerized filing system. Suppose your secretary is leaving, then you may replace that secretary with a computerized filing system. Then there is a disadvantage of this approach. Essentially, this is reactive and not proactive. This is suitable where the project is small and has minimum consequences. We can opt this scheme, conscious approach. Then there is one question: the project selection process is significantly influenced by the type of organization and its distinctive mission goals. So one question is there: in selecting project, what might be the project selection criteria? What might be the project selection criteria for the following types of organization? The organization may be government sector, may be private sector, and may be non-profit sector like your charities, your professional associations, etc. First of all, the organizational strategic objectives. Project selection requires a set of selection criteria. project proposer must be fully aware of these criteria. जो propose कर रहा है उसे इन सब criteria के बारे में पूरी knowledge होनी चाहिए. The project selection criteria typically defined in terms of product of the project. Projects should be derived from organization's strategic goals, and so the organizational strategic planning is a prerequisite for this project selection. Strategic planning will itself identify possible projects. Strategic planning will itself identify the possible projects. Objectives should be generated by organization's top management, so the project selection